Mr. Speaker, I rise today to pay tribute to the incredible work of Kevin Concannon, Undersecretary for Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services at the United States Department of Agriculture. Kevin's dedication to public service is admirable. Throughout his distinguished career, Kevin has not only served in federal government, but he also led Health and Human Service departments in his home state of Maine and in Oregon and in Iowa. Kevin also helped to advance our knowledge of social policy as a graduate professor at several universities across our country. Since 2009, Kevin has capably led FNS, the division of USDA responsible for administering and overseeing SNAP, the National School Breakfast and Lunch Programs, the Summer Food Service Programs, WIC, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and several other nutrition programs. Under Kevin's leadership, we have made significant progress in ensuring our most vulnerable neighbors have healthy options to feed their families. He helped to spur a dramatic increase in the number of farmers markets accepting EBT cards, thereby allowing SNAP recipients greater access to fresh fruits and vegetables while also supporting local farmers. He also oversaw the creation of USDA's Farm to School program, an effort focused on incorporating local foods in our school meal programs. During his tenure, we enacted the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act, legislation that for the first time in over 30 years made much-needed improvements and increased access to our school meal programs. Kevin oversaw our nation's premier anti-hunger program, SNAP, as it provided millions of our neighbors with food assistance during the height of the Great Recession and the recovery that followed. And he's been a fearless advocate for the food and nutrition programs he oversees. When it comes to the nuances of SNAP or WIC or school meals, Kevin's knowledge and expertise is simply unmatched. He knows the issues impacting vulnerable families, and he is passionate about addressing hunger in this country. Mr. Speaker, during the past several years, I've had the privilege to collaborate with and learn from Kevin as we work to address hunger and food insecurity in the United States. I am particularly appreciative of the time that he took away from his office in Washington to join me on 2 summer meal tours in my home state of Massachusetts. Together, we visited a number of schools, parks, camps, and community centers supported by USDA's Summer Food Service program that ensures children and teens in low-income areas have access to healthy meals during the summer months. I was always impressed by how he connected with my constituents and his passion for the work he does. He is truly a remarkable public servant, and he has made a real difference in the lives of millions and millions of people in this country. Mr. Speaker, I am grateful for Undersecretary Concannon's efforts on so many levels, but I especially appreciate all he has done to try to end hunger in our country. You know, there are too many people in the United States of America, the richest country in the history of the world, who are hungry. And quite frankly, we could all do more in this chamber. Sadly, Congress, too often in the past, has voted in ways and advocated for policies that have actually made hunger worse in this country. And in all candor, I am concerned about the future of some of these programs that provide food and nutrition to vulnerable citizens. I am concerned based on the rhetoric of leaders in this House of Representatives, and I am concerned by the rhetoric of the President-elect and his potential cabinet. Time and time again, we have heard them talk about those in poverty with disdain and contempt. We have heard them denigrate the plight of those struggling in this country. We have heard them belittle their struggle, and quite frankly, that is unacceptable. I urge my colleagues to learn from Kevin Concannon, to be inspired by his example, and to do what we can all do together to try to end hunger now. I asked all of my colleagues to join me in recognizing his incredible accomplishments. We wish him well in his next chapter, but we will certainly miss his expertise and passion at FNS. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back my time.